Hello and welcome everyone. It's I, the Big Cheese, Essex FBI. Remember, we never sleep.
Wake up!
No. Today, we're going to be doing about types of armour, everyone.
I'm Field Agent Field, and yes, we're going to be talking about many different types of body armour. Now, when you think the term armour, you normally think of conventional armour that knights in fairy stories wear. That's mainly made out of metal, or probably not the same kind of metal that we have now, as obviously we're going back several centuries. Of course, this was kind of like practical for having arrows bounce off you and stuff. I'm not sure if it would work necessarily with the kind of things that you get thrown at you now. We seem to have moved on a lot from the bow and arrow era, unfortunately. So now it's a bit impractical. It's also very impractical when you're travelling on a horse because it kind of must put several pounds on you, even more so than pizza does. So now people are looking at different kinds of armour.
Pizza puts weight on?
I'm afraid it does.
Oh, carry on.
So now there are lots of more different types of armour that you can use as protection from different things.
Specially made by Agent Phil. Remember Big Phil?
One does not simply forget Big Phil.
Big Phil makes all the armour for Essex FBI, right? You forgot to write armour on the board for the kids.
Okay.
Right. Is that how you spell armour?
That is how you spell armour, and just for any Americans viewing, that U is meant to be there.
Emir.
Armour.
Armour.
Yes.
Armour.
Armour.
Armour. Armour.
Armour.
Armour. Yeah? Where'd you go? Armour.
It depends purely on the context of the sentence.
I want to beat each other up, and let's make some armour. Roar.
Right.
Roar. Okay, today's first one, we're going to be talking about the patented by Noel Edmonds, if you're watching, the Mr. Blobby armour. Now, remember this one, Nick? You had to use it the other week, didn't you? Remember when those horrible ants were climbing over you and they were trying to bite in? And then you activated the Mr. Blobby armour, and all of them just went blobby blob blob and bounced off.
Yes, it's quite remarkable how this character, who was originally developed in the 90s to catch out celebrities at the time, we like to think that we're continuing his legacy.
Has now become a critical element in British defence.
Indeed, and now kind of like ants and stuff and the likes of those just bounce off.
Fantastic. Also, we've had a few instances with some dodgy Balamoron decaffeinators, and you just went doing, and they went back to the planet, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, also next, we're going to be talking about custard armour.
Custard armour. It's always kind of, because the thing is, it's like a lot of custard doesn't normally stay on.
No.
But then you've got kind of like custard skin, which I don't think anyone really likes. But but it's become useful for armour.
Yes, because it's lightweight, tough and durable. And easy to take off, you're right.
Indeed. And it's like when you know how rock solid it can feel when it's in your mouth. And that translates well to fighting scenarios.
Indeed, and we now have an army of nans and aunties making bird's custard, especially for this experience. At Essex FBI, we never go without our custard skin armour. Lightweight, durable, and tough. Reminds me of my auntie's old apple cake.
Yeah. Never underestimate the power of custard skin.
This is true. And also, the next one we're going to be talking about is thumbtack armour.
Thumbtack armour.
Yes, because that is a low, what you call short range device. If you get a bad guy trying to come up to you, or even a frenenemy trying to give you a hug, it's very useful because you go, go on then, and then they have instant sharp pain and back away. Some of these evil geniuses, they like to pretend they're your friend, don't they? Do you remember that time when you fought the guy with the sharks? And he was like this, $1 million. And then, of course, he went to you, hugs, and then he gave you a hug, and then you paralysed him with the poison in the thumbtacks. Well done. That was a good move.
One of my finest moments of my career.
Yes, indeed. 00 Bumble. We're doing great. Nick. So what's the next type of armour we're going to talk about, Nick?
Well, sometimes we use jelly armour.
This is true. Jelly armour. Yes.
It's particularly handy for if you need to get somewhere quite quickly because you can just bounce on the ground.
That is true. And that was the evolution of the Mr. Blobby armour, wasn't it? Because it's lightweight, whereas the Mr. Blobby armour is slightly tougher.
Yeah.
But then what flavoured jelly depends on what type of thing you're doing, doesn't it? So obviously lime jelly is, go. And then obviously you've got the red jelly, which is a stop style armour. And then, of course, you've got amber, which is be careful. Remember road safety, kids. But, so these different levels of armour are able to help you along the way, aren't they?
Yeah, lime jelly is also when you want people to know that you're coming as well, because that's got the strongest scent.
This is true. Yes. Auntie Doris does make a good lime jelly.
She does.
So what's the last armour we're going to talk about for everyone? And remember, guys, I hope you're writing notes, and I hope you remember which armour style would suit you. And please write in the comments your favourite type of armour that you would use in an Essex FBI mission.
There's one that we've got that's made up of a few different things. I think it has elements of sandpaper.
Right.
And what are the other things in it?
Oh, I think it's bees and maybe weightlifting equipment.
Oh yeah, that one is a pain to carry around.
It is. It
really is.
3.5 kilograms.
Yeah, but it means. But you can do bits of. But if you need to start a fire, if you need to come down on someone like a ton of bricks but don't have a ton of bricks.
Yes.
And there is a compartment where you can just set off the odd bee and just watch them go.
Fantastic. It feels like that's the MacGyver edition of the armours. So, which would you use on your next mission, Nick?
Really depends. Really depends. They're developing new ones all the time.
This is true. Big Phil is developing them. I can see him knitting over there, actually. I wonder what that one is.
Yeah, so you've got knitted armour, which just basically absorbs everything.
This is true.
And
my auntie's apple cake armour, fantastic.
Okay, yeah, you'll be well fed if nothing else.
That's it, on sawdust and love. But yes, thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you've written down all the different types of armour that you've decided on, and please comment in the description and the comments what armour you would use for today and what specific mission you think you would go through. Now, please make sure to be careful on your assignments. Your briefings will be coming shortly through the post. 3rd class, and make sure that Nicholas has of course emailed you first before you go out on any specific mission.
And don't forget, all our armour is vegan and cruelty free.
Not sponsored by Lush. Thank you very much for watching this special mission debriefing and lesson, and we'll see you in the next exciting adventure.